Yo, what's up? It's your boy Spec. Today, we'll be looking at an objective critique on which Forza Horizon game is truly the best. I already rated every game in a couple of categories, those being the map and soundtrack from each game. Be sure to check those videos out if you haven't already. For this video though, we'll be looking at which Forza Horizon career mode is the best, as well as online. Now quickly, before we get into it, this is all my opinion. Some things I say, you may agree and disagree on. So I'd like to see what y'all think in the comments on this topic. I love to interact with you guys. It makes great discussions, and keeping it respectful is key. Alright, let's get to the critique. Each game's career mode will be evaluated in 4 categories. The 4 categories being career, progression, post-career, and online. Career looks at the overall structure of the career itself. If it's engaging, well-paced, and feels rewarding to go through. This category will be out of 10. Progression delves into whether or not you actually work your way up through the career to earn fast cars. Does the game just give you credits and fast cars easily, or do you actually need to earn those things? This category will also be out of 10. Post-career looks at what you can do after beating the game to go for 100% completion. Is it worth your time completing it? Does it feel too overwhelming or too underwhelming? This one will be out of 5. Online is very self-explanatory. This will look at what online has to offer overall, which will also be out of 5. Now, let's get right to it. Forza Horizon 1 started the series with an absolute banger career. This one definitely has the most traditional structure you see in a racing game during that era, as this is the only game in the series to include a proper narrative. Yes, that's right, the only game to have a story. In this game, Horizon Colorado opens a racing competition where you compete in many numerous events across all of Colorado, with the ultimate goal of beating the reigning champ, the main protagonist, Darius Flint, and claiming that role. Throughout your journey, you'll come across several skilled opponents tried to take your spot in the ranks, all challenging you to one-on-one races to claim your position. However, you're not going to let that slide and take that away from them to get to the main goal. Domination is the key to being the Horizon champion here. How the career mode works is simply brilliant. After your introduction, qualifying in the heats, you're put straight into the Horizon Championship. To do well in the championship and win it, you must climb up the ranks by partaking in many events. For starters, you get a yellow wristband, the first of many more wristbands. Competing in events will grant you points, which will upgrade your wristband to get better wristbands. Within Colorado, every event is under a wristband. As you progress and unlock better wristbands, you will get the appropriate wristbands under that same wristband you unlocked. When you unlock the green wristband, for example, you unlock some green wristband events. Higher wristband events will grant you more points upon completion, with the cost of being more difficult. All the standards events you'll come across, like your traditional sprint or circuit races, whether it's on road or off-road, will all be restricted with a certain class, sometimes restricting you to using a specific car type or even a single car manufacturer, meaning buying new cars and setting your whole garage within each and every class is crucial to success. As you get through the game, you'll come across numerous track talkers trying to psych you out in many different races. Doing well against them will eventually lead them wanting to race you on a one-on-one battle. Beating them will get you the keys to the ride. These battles will unlock every time you reach a new wristband as well, so essentially every wristband marks a new sector of the championship, all leading up to the final race, the Horizon Champion of Champions. Winning this will earn you the spot of Forza Colorado's champion. Darius, however, isn't so pleased with this and challenges you to a one-on-one race against him as the final hurrah on who actually is the Horizon champion. Beating him will grant you his famous Ferrari 599XX. The end. That's the career, and it's simply top notch. It has really good structure as a career. Good pacing, and it doesn't get boring the whole way through at all, as there are a variety of events to do all across the board. It also keeps you motivated to keep going and becoming the champion, beating all the rivals along the way. Like it's really good. It's really satisfying overall. A 10 out of 10 is only right for this career. The progression is also great here, as one thing this game does that no other Horizon game can even dream of doing is actually getting rewarded with the things you do in the game to get you further. This game does not hold you around and treat you like a spoiled kid. You want fast cars? Well, you gotta work for it. There's no wheel spins or any sort of the game treating you with street rides. You actually gotta put in the time. And with the event restrictions, the limited amount of credits you have to manage throughout, every single car managed in your garage, making that feeling of earning new cars just the most special. As it should. Another 10 out of 10. Post-career is very straightforward in Horizon 1, as you essentially need to just finish all the leftover incomplete content. So races, PR stunts, those collectibles, and yeah. There are also specific challenges you gotta do as well for 100% completion. Those of which I do not know whether or not you can still do today. But that's about it though. Now, is it worth doing all of this after beating the game? It honestly comes down to the type of player you are. A casual player would already be more than happy with what they've accomplished. A hardcore player would be like, say less, and get on in a heartbeat. Ultimately, it's just a standard layout overall. It probably is the easiest one to do out of all the games. However, with the rewards you get from beating a career, I don't think it's enough of a insensitivity to continue to 100% completion. I'm giving Horizon 1 a 3.5 out of 5 for post-career. Horizon 1's online is definitely the most basic out of all the games, but that isn't much of a surprise. It is the first entry in the series and a 2012 game. What we have here though is serviceable. This multiplayer offers racing and free roam. Racing is, well, racing, where you race against players in-game across many different courses you see from single player, while free roam simply puts you and your friends on the map to do whatever you please. Explore, mess around, whatever. When going into the main online menu, you're prompted to either join a public game or to make your own private game with just your friends, or public game for anyone to join. Creating your own game would give many options to choose from on what you want to do, so you weren't really limited to what you could do here in terms of setting options, more so in terms of how simply the game was, just limited, though it was pretty good for what it was during its time. I'll give Horizon 1's online a 3 out of 5. 2 years later, we're now in the Southern Hemisphere Europe on a never-end road trip vacation. Forza Horizon 2's career is another good one, but it certainly doesn't reach the heights Horizon 1 put out, as this career is kind of just a reworked, simplified version of what we had before. At Horizon Southern Europe, you're a newcomer pursuing to become Horizon champion, the main goal. To reach that goal, you must win 15 championships all across Italy and France to qualify for Horizon finale, the final race, going around almost the entire map. Win that, the crown is yours. That's how the career essentially works. Now here's the structure of it. You compete in the Horizon Heats to qualify in a Horizon Championship for starters. So for your first championship now, you start in Castelletto, competing within the car type of the first car you picked. As every single championship in the game is categorized under every car type. These championships consist of 4 different races you gotta do within the location to set in. When finishing a championship, you're immediately on to the next one, traveling to a different location on the map and selecting which car type you'd like to do for the new championship. Yes, you get to pick basically what you want to drive in these championships. There's no limitations, as every race in these championships autos to which class your car is in. So if you're an A-class car, the race will configure every AI to be in A-class cars. And let's say you don't like the car type you chose for the championship, you can just change it to another car type. Now, depending on the car type, you'll be selected with certain types of races within the championship. Say you picked Modern Rally, well, you have to do some trails and cross-country races, as opposed to if you picked Retro Supercars, in which you would just be doing mainly road races. In terms of the locations you come across doing these championships on, there are a total of 6 locations. Castelletto, as mentioned previously, Montalino, San Giovanni, San Martin, Cisteron, and Nice Messina. As said before, after a championship, you head back to the festival location hub to select which car type you like for the next championship. Then you head the road to the other location that championship is being held at, with other contestants heading that way as well. After you complete a couple of championships, I think every 4 championships you do, you travel back to the main festival to party all night and celebrate the best contenders from that 4 championship session, if that makes sense. After that, you head to the next championship, after choosing what you want to do. Leading to the end, after you win all 15 championships, you qualify yourself to compete in the final race of the game, the Horizon finale. Win that, and you're the Horizon champion. So that's the career of Horizon 2. Very straightforward and simple, but it's definitely too simple. I think it does its job being a decent career, but it could have been so much more. Horizon 1 definitely had the better career overall, by a significant amount. I'll give Horizon 2 about a 7.5 out of 10 for its career. The progression of Horizon 2 is still good, but definitely not great. As I said, for career, with that being a downscaled version of Horizon 1's career, well, the progression is the exact same. It's just more forgiving and less strict. For some people, that might be a good thing. However, I don't think it really is. This game does not have any limitations when it comes to events. So I'm pretty sure if you wanted, you can just do the JDM icons card type throughout your entire playthrough. So that alone really doesn't force you to build many different cars for different events. Your class doesn't matter either, as said before. So yeah, this game introduces wheel spins, where you spin potentially to earn credits or even cars. You unlock these every time you level up, and they're a pretty good addition. It is not so lucky in this game, as in you don't really get big cash or good cars that much, but the later games get crazier in terms of this feature. In terms of other things, well, you have the usual showcase events that give you the car you compete in when you win. And yeah, I just think it ultimately simply isn't as good as Horizon 1's. Like, Horizon 1 gave you a reason to build many cars and manage your credits throughout. And earning cars felt special in that you can find a way to make those cars useful in the rest of your journey due to the limitations in every event. Every car mattered. In this game, that is still there in terms of the feeling aspect, but not really at the same time. At the end of the day, it's your choice what you want to do, not the games. So that feeling is kind of eliminated. Though it's still good. Progression Horizon 2 is getting a 7.5 out of 10. Post-career is the most straightforward in Horizon 2. You gotta do more championships. How many, may you ask? Well, over 100. Oh, and you also gotta do the Horizon finale one more time after you complete 50 more championships when the base career is done, I think. The total number of championships is 168. That's a lot. As for other things you can do, well, you got the bucket lists, and that's kind of it. This is very dry and tedious to do. As a casual, you probably stop playing after doing the Horizon finale the second time, or just stop playing altogether. Even a hardcore player would not want to do all of this. However, I would. Soon, I'll be streaming my journey of 100% completing this very game on this channel. So stay tuned for that. Regarding this post-career though, yeah, it's chalked. Too overwhelming and tedious doing championships over and over again. 2 out of 5 is what I'm giving Horizon 2's post-career. Online in Horizon 2 is pretty good. We got 2 modes for this feature: online free roam and online road trip. Online free roam is self-explanatory. Play with your friends, up to 12 people on the main map. Explore, mess around, you know, the good stuff. Every event is available for the host to set up, all of which have the option to set what you wanted specifically, like the classes and so on. Online road trip is basically championships online. You compete in a set of 4 races against players like a single player. You also travel from event to event with the other contestants. Before every championship, you get to vote with the other racers for 3 potential championships, all of which are held at a different location, set at different classes with different types of events. You know, there's a gimmick though, and the gimmick I'll call for this mode is that the whole thing is solely based on who can get the most XP. It's not about who's winning first consistently. It's about obtaining the most skill points throughout. You can achieve this by simply getting skills while racing, or by getting bonuses the game puts out, like heading to the next event in time before the timer. So to win, you gotta put out the most skills you can possibly get. Both of these modes were available in private and public sessions. You can create a private session with just your friends, or jump into a public session with random people if you're playing alone. Online public free roam sessions allows everyone in the session to set up events, as there's no host, as opposed to a private session where there is one. Online road trip functions exactly the same, however, no matter if it's private or public. This online, I think, is a step up from Horizon 1, as there's more to do. And with the capacity of players being raised up to 12, there's more fun to be had. So I'll give Horizon 2's online a 3.5 out of 5. Now we're in Australia 2 years later for another festival experience, although this time it's a little different. Forza Horizon 3's career is not like Horizon 1 and 2. Instead of being a newcomer, working your way up and becoming a champion, you're now the head of the whole festival, trying to become the best ever to do it. As a Horizon boss, your goal is to make this festival the best yet. While striving for greatness, your fans will turn up, allowing you to obtain more funds to expand the festival experience. Upgrading festival sites with more events and also building new sites across the map. Gaining the most fans possible is key. And going about it is simple. You gotta be the driver you are. Smashing through races, PR stunts, bucket lists, showcase events, all of that. Once you obtain a whopping 10 million fans, you achieve what can be possible, reaching the end. Yeah, so that's basically a rundown of what the career is, but let's get into a deep dive. As the Horizon boss, your job is to engage the audience by showcasing your skills to ensure the best outcomes of this Horizon festival. You start by opening your first festival site at Byron Bay and launch it by doing the first showcase event of the game. Completing that will gain you some fans and that sort of thing. Shortly after that, you recruit a driver into your lineup, which will help you build more fans throughout your journey. There are 4 spots within this, which you can add or swap around whenever you get called to challenge another potential lineup driver. Well, anyway, you pick up your first car and begin doing some events held at the Byron Bay Festival, which is at level 1. Doing these events, either races, PR stunt, or bucket lists, will attract more fans. Races are your races. Bucket lists are those set challenges and assigned cars from Horizon 2, and PR stunts are the speed zones, speed traps, and new to the series from that time, drift zones and danger signs. All of these PR stunts are set with 3 stars. Do the best you can in them to get all 3, or you'll just get 2. But yeah, these fans are the main goal of the game. You gotta get many fans. Throughout the career, right from getting your first car, you notice that these fans have set milestones, those of which you gotta reach to get to the next stage of the game, either allowing you to upgrade your ongoing festivals, unlock a new showcase event, or open a new festival site. There are a total of 4 festival sites: Byron Bay, Outback, Yar Valley, and Surfer's Paradise. All these festivals have levels to which you can upgrade up to level 5. Completing the events associated with the festival you want to level up will eventually upgrade it. Obviously, upgrading these will give you more events and PR stunts to do. Once you log all these festivals, you have all the freedom to do whatever you want. You can focus on the events of 1 festival, 2, or even all of them. Ultimately though, to finish the career, you must get 10 million fans. For reaching that goal, you do the final event of the game. Not the Goliath. No. You gotta race a blimp. Yeah. The showcase event is the final race of the game. It's very anticlimactic. So yeah, that's a career. I say it's an overall pretty decent one. I think it's more engaging overall than Horizon 2's, career structure wise, as Horizon 2 doesn't offer more than just championships. It has really good pacing, I think, though the end of it all does bring it down in my opinion. Doing a rigged event where it's hard to lose simply doesn't feel rewarding in any way, especially when the Goliath is right there. It should have been that. Overall, it's pretty good though. I'll give Horizon 3 a 7.5 out of 10 for its career. I really don't have much to say about the progression aspect of Horizon 3. It's just a little more forgiving than Horizon 2. The wheel spins return in this game, which works exactly the same. This time though, you'll see the difference in terms of its RNG, that being way more likely to get good cars and big cash. Like Horizon 2, no event is restricted. You can hop in whichever car you like, and the game will always set the AI to which car type and your class the car is in. One thing that is worth noting is that every time you upgrade or open a festival, the game offers you a couple of discounted cars you can purchase, ranging from about 5 cars from a certain car type. Outside of those things though, not much differs from this and Horizon 2. Just a little more forgiving. So a 7 out of 10 is what I'm going to give progression wise. Post-career in Horizon 3 is easily the best here, as this actually can give the average casual the motives to complete the content. Maybe not all of it, but definitely some. After beating the game, you're advised to max every festival to level 5 and complete every event, PR stunt, and bucket list set within every festival. That just sounds good to do. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, this just hits the mark in feeling rewarding completing everything. It might take a while to do due to every race event having an exhibition, so just a single race and a championship which consists of that race and 2 more. And yeah, the championships work exactly like how they do in Horizon 2, so there's no difference there. The only difference being is 1 less race. But this career, post career is just overall a good one. I think it is better than Horizon 1 and way better than Horizon 2. This one offers so much more to do than Horizon 2's and provides more of a motivation than Horizon 1's. Therefore, Horizon 3's post career is a 5 out of 5. Online in Horizon 3 is exactly the same as Horizon 2's. The only difference is that online road trip is now called online adventure, and there are more options in setting events in online free roam, as you can make custom blueprints, setting the car type, class, time of day, collisions you want, and more. The thing about these blueprints is that they save, so you can put it back up to do it with your friends on another day. Only thing is that if you want to make another one on that same event, you gotta overwrite that, the current one. You can't have more than one, which is kind of stupid. It does get resolved in the next games though. Other than those things, however, everything is the same. Not so much different. Online adventure is still very fun, and so is online free roam. But with the addition of blueprinting events, I'll give Horizon 3 a 4 out of 5 for its online. Another 2 years go by and we're in the UK as a newcomer again in a never-ending festival. Forza Horizon 4's career is not very great. This one is kind of the same as Horizon 3, but way less interesting and easier. So basically, you're nobody starting from not much with the goal of becoming somebody and getting to the Horizon roster, the end goal of the game. What is the Horizon roster, you may ask? Well, it gives you the access to what is going on in the game in current time. It essentially puts you in the set season that the game's in for the week, with the access of the festival playlist stuff, the Horizon backstage stuff, and the access to full online lobbies with many players and so on. Anyway, as you know, this game's main feature is the seasons, which play a major role within the career. You go from season to season. You start in summer, then head to autumn, then head to winter, and then head into spring to get into the roster. You see, one may ask, how do you progress through season to season? I say a thing called influence is what you need to progress through the career. Remember Horizon 3's fan system? Yeah, well, this time it's influence. Influence is just XP, renamed in this game. Don't know why, it just is. Within every season, the game shows the amount you need to reach the next season. When you get enough influence, you can head to the next season. But hold your horses, you gotta do a special showcase event beforehand, every time as well. So keep that in mind. After going through the spring season though, being the last season in the career, you get into the Horizon roster and beat the game. So yeah, that's kind of the structure of it. And as it is, it's an okay one. What really brings it down though, in my opinion, is influence being the source of progression. Why is this the main issue? Well, you can essentially go your way through the career without doing a single event. You can just do, you can just farm skill points. And that's just insane to think about. And doing this method doesn't sound rewarding, as you aren't really experiencing the game. Matter of fact, you're not really playing it for that matter. Even if you go, don't go this route and play the game normally, that factor of grabbing skill points still come into play. In terms of events though, everything is fully categorized. In the previous games, all the races were different, but set the same, if that makes sense. Now in this game, and in Horizon 5, there are categories for every type of event. Road racing, dirt racing, cross-country racing, and street racing. These race types all have their individual progression level system, where you can earn credits, cosmetics, or even cars. Completing events in these event types will level them up, obviously, depending on which car type or race type you're doing. Sorry, not car type. So if you're finishing some road race event, you'll be leveling up the road racing category. Other than that, however, everything seems to be the same event-wise, except the new addition to the series, Horizon Stories. Horizon Stories are basically the bucket lists from the previous entries, but with way more to them than just, one objective. Every Horizon story has multiple parts, if you will, with every part being on a different objective in a different car or sometimes the same car. They also have the 3-star system the PR stunts have. So yeah, that's pretty cool. These stories got dialogue from some of the characters in the game, which can get pretty cringe. So I prefer not to complete these unless they have a special reward you can get from them that seems worth the time. Oh, and that leveling system for the race types I talked about before, well, everything else practically has a system. So keep this in mind for when I talk about the post-career bit for this game. Well, yeah, this career is just a low effort, easier version of Horizon 3's career. 5.5 out of 10. In terms of progression, this is where the series loses it and decides to go crazy. Compared to Horizon 3, there's a significant difference on how fast and easy it is to get high-end cars. This game is super forgiving in just giving you access to these early on. Speaking of super, we now have super wheel spins. This is a new addition where you can spin 3 prizes instead of the 1 prize from a traditional wheel spin. You can earn these from simply playing the game. There are a ton of ways to get them. Normal wheel spins are still in here, by the way, and those function the same. They just now have cosmetics, and the same goes for the super ones. And the RNG with these are also more lucky. So my simple way of describing this progression is that it eliminates the fun of the grind and putting the effort into getting what you desire to claim. 5.5 out of 10. Post-career in Horizon 4 isn't really good, due to the fact that there's too many things to do. Remember how I said that every little thing has a level system? Well, that alone makes things complicated. Like, I don't think there's a possible way to 100% complete the game. So let's put that out of the way. If you're not looking to 100% completion, You can do a ton of things. You know, you can unlock every big final race for all the different event types, including the Goliath. You can do all the races in the game and 3-star all PR stunts and Horizon stories, and many more. This game is good at giving you many things to do overall, but that's the bad part about it. It doesn't really motivate you to want to finish as much as you can for neither demographic of players. It's kind of an optional thing more than ever. Even beating the base career makes this fact more of a reality of how boring and easy it was. Getting into the Horizon roster gives you more an incentive to just do whatever and not care about completing anything, since you can finally mess around online and just, you know, go on about with randoms and so on. So I'll give Horizon 4 a 2.5 out of 5 for its post career. The online in Horizon 4 is very good. I'd say that it's a major improvement from Horizon 3. But it's also missing a major component Horizon 3 had. This online has been revamped. Horizon Life, the main online mode, contains public-only free roam servers up to 72 players with each. This was crazy at the time. Messing around with that many players was, and still is, a lot of fun, as previously the amount was only 12 players. This mode offered just the free roam experience with a couple of additions, you know? One of them being Forza Horizon Live, an event where you complete a series of random challenges with other players. This was a cooperative experience as you had to work with other players in completing the objectives. This was very fun. I had a blast doing these with people. In terms of playing with friends in these servers though, you can still invite people to what the game calls your convoy, where your friends can join your server. Like before, up to 12 people can be in your convoy. It's just that you have to be in a public lobby. You can't make a private one, which is the annoying part of this and Horizon 5's online. What about the other modes though? Well, there's quite a bit of them. We got Adventure Playlist, which consists of modes that are strictly event types. With this, there are 4 sections. 1, Quick Play Adventure. This one offers public modes you can quickly queue into. The modes being Team Racing, Team Races, Free-for-all Racing, and Custom Adventure. All of which are self-explanatory, except maybe Custom Adventure, which is just random. It could be a mixture of different types of races, playground games, or team versions of those. You could also do private adventure with just your friends, with the options to set up whichever you want, if you're hosting it, of course. You also got drift adventure, where it's just strictly drifting against other players. This is point driven. Whoever gets the most points in the lap, you know, wins. Range playlists are also here, which is simply goated. You can get special rewards from this mode, all that good stuff. You know, W ranked. This online is overall great in my opinion. Horizon Life is a very good experience. Playing with others is awesome here. And being able to queue into specific racing or game sessions is always nice. And ranked is a W as well. The only things I can say that aren't very good is there's no private free roam, and the servers are kinda unstable at times. Horizon 4's online is getting a 4.5 out of 5. Okay, so we're now in Mexico about 3 years later as Horizon boss again. Let's quickly explain this one. Due to the work you did back in the UK, you're now promoted as a Horizon boss, and your job in Mexico is to go on an adventure, making this festival the best yet. Sounds familiar, right? How you go about this journey? Accolades is how you go about it. These accolades are specific or general challenges you need to do to progress through this career. There are many of them. Absolute tons of them. Remember the many categories you could level up in Horizon 4? Well, there are many challenges for these accolades. So just by playing the game, you complete them. These things are worth points, some of them worth little, and some worth more. All depending on how challenging it is, of course. And like Horizon 3 and 4, there are set milestones for these accolade points. Reaching these milestones will progress you further, in which you can pick your next move. This game has a total of 5 festivals, with each covering a specific event type. Horizon Apex covers road racing, Horizon Wilds covers dirt racing, Horizon Baja covers cross-country racing, Horizon Street Scene covers street racing, Horizon Rush covers PR stunts, and then you have the normal festival obviously, which is just general stuff. So by hitting the accolade milestones, you'll be able to unlock different bits of festivals that are currently up, or unlock a festival that isn't open yet, by completing a set expedition event. What are expeditions, you may ask? Well, I'll explain that shortly. But up to 4 things can be unlocked throughout each festival. The amount of accolades you need to beat the game in total, which is in the game words, reaching the Hall of Fame is the main goal of the game, beating the game. You need to obtain 200,000 accolades in order to reach that goal, to reach the Hall of Fame and enter it. But that's all. You just need to reach that amount, and well, the game is done. There's no final race or anything like that. You just reach that amount, you go to the festival, reach Hall of Fame, and that's it for you. So that's about it. Regarding new events introduced in this game, we got Expeditions and Trailblazers. Expeditions is like Horizon Stories in terms of giving you objectives to do, but it's different in that you can do it in one go, with the 3-star system not being present as well. The Trailblazers are a new PR stunt where you have to quickly drive to a set destination as fast as possible. Getting there quickly will get you 3 stars obviously. But yeah, that's about it. Everything else is literally the same as Horizon 4 when it comes to events. So that's the career. Overall, I think it's a little better than Horizon 4's career, simply due to the fact that it's more engaging. But that's kind of it though. Getting all kinds of accolades is quite fun, and it is just a better way of progression than just getting XP in my opinion. I also think the pacing is a little bit better here as well. However, it's still far from being a good career, mainly because of how streamlined and easy it is to get through. And at the end of the day, it's still a repeated workaround version of Horizon 3 and 4's career. So if this career wasn't like a copied version of what we had previously, I would put a higher score over Horizon 4's, but since it's not that, it's kind of this, just going in a similar structure, if you will, I'm gonna give it the same score as Horizon 4's. So Horizon 5 is getting a 5.5 out of 10 for his career. The progression side of things is not good at all. This is definitely the worst case of it in the entire series. Right from the beginning, when you pick your first car, the game lets you know it doesn't give a crap about how you handle yourself in the career. It's still gonna drop feed you with many cars. For this game, it doesn't matter which first car you picked, you get to keep all 3 of them anyway. Not to mention, the Corvette CA and Supra are pre-tuned, not even stock. And that doesn't even stop there, because if you played any of the previous games from Motorsport 5 to Horizon 4, you get gifted the cover cars from those games which are also available in the beginning. So if you played Horizon 2, for example, you get the Huracan. And if you played all of the games, you get all the cover. You get what I'm saying? Depending on which game you played, you get the cover car in that game. And practically all the cover cars are quite fast. So yeah, this is just mad. These two things alone is all you really need to know on how unserious this is. Everything I've complained about on Horizon 4 is even more apparent here. Wheel spins and super wheel spins are luckier than ever this time around. And players can also now gift cars to random people, so you can potentially run into somebody gifting you one of the fastest cars in the game. The littlest effort you put into this game will give you the access to high-end cars early on, which is just not fun in my opinion. What made Horizon 1 special was that you felt rewarded every time you got a new car, because you had to earn it. You actually needed to put the hours in to get high-end cars. Now, you just gotta play for about 30 minutes. Progression in Horizon 5 is getting a 3 out of 10. Post-career in Horizon 5 is kind of the same as Horizon 4 in that there are way too much to do, to the point where it's potentially not possible to 100% complete it. I say this because some accolades are very specific. They can have you do something in a specific car you might not have, and so on. However, I think it's overall better than Horizon 4's because things are more approachable, since you actually can see what you need to do. Obviously, winning every race and 3-starring every PR stunt is where you can start with. 3-starring every PR stunt. But from then on, you can now look at all the specific accolades you need to do, which are a ton. But if you're willing to do them, you can go ahead. The average casual probably wouldn't bother with it, but a hardcore player would definitely give a crack at it. I think it's overall a decent post-career. It just kind of feels more optional than it should. So I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Horizon 5's online is essentially Horizon 4's online, with an additional feature added that makes it more worthwhile. It's got the same Horizon Live system, all the race modes, drift modes, game modes, all that good stuff. Oh wait, they removed ranked. That's an L. And you can only see people near you in Horizon Live now. Another L. I blame the Xbox One for that, to be honest. And the servers are still unstable. Another L. But you know what? Those things suck. But what absolutely makes up for it is Event Lab. Now, Event Lab is this map creator players can mess with and create whatever the hell they want. Yeah, it's amazing. They are so many great things people made out there that you can check out. And if you want to try making something, you can. This is easily one of the best things to come out in the whole series. I hope Play On Games expands this feature in Horizon 6. It's generally great. Horizon 5's online has some issues, but the Event Lab hard carries it, so I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5, the same score Horizon 4 got. And that wraps up the whole critique for this series. So here's the final scores on which is the best career. Forza Horizon 1 gets a 10 out of 10 for its career, a 10 out of 10 for its progression, a 3.5 out of 5 for its post-career, and a 3 out of 5 for its online, which in total is 26.5 out of 30. Forza Horizon 2 gets a 7.5 out of 10 for its career, a 7.5 out of 10 for its progression, a 2 out of 5 for its post-career, and a 3.5 out of 5 for its online, which in total is 20.5 out of 30. Forza Horizon 3 gets a 7.5 out of 10 for its career, a 7 out of 10 for its progression, a 5 out of 5 for its post-career, and a 4 out of 5 for its online, which in total is a 23.5 out of 30. Forza Horizon 4 gets a 5.5 out of 10 for its career, a 5.5 out of 10 for its progression, a 2.5 out of 5 for its post-career, and a 4.5 out of 5 for its online, which in total is 18 out of 30. Forza Horizon 5 gets a 5.5 out of 10 for its career, a 3.3 out of 10 for its progression, a 3 out of 5 for its post-career, and a 4.5 out of 5 for its online, which in total is 16 out of 30. So here's the ranking. At 5th, we have Forza Horizon 5. At the 4th spot, funnily enough, we got Forza Horizon 4. Right in the middle at 3rd place is Forza Horizon 2. Coming in 2nd place is Forza Horizon 3. And the winner for the best Forza Horizon career is Forza Horizon 1. But which game is the actual best? Well, let's find out here. I tallied up all the scores from all the previous games and this video of the series. And with the combination of all these videos, the raging total is out of 90 for each game. So here's the ranking. On which game is truly best overall? At number 5, the worst Forza Horizon game, we have Forza Horizon 5 with a score of a poor 56 out of 90. At number 4, we got Forza Horizon 4 with a moderate score of 65 out of 90. At number 3, we got Forza Horizon 2 with a great score of 73.5 out of 90. At number 2, we have Forza Horizon 3 with an outstanding score of 79 out of 90. And the best Horizon, at number 1, is Forza Horizon 1 with a slightly better score of 79.5 out of 90. Thank you for watching, guys. This is the end of the series. Hope you all enjoyed this crazy ride. We're just getting started. The Need for Speed review will start next month. See you there. Until then though, peace.